I have traversed into a literary work, embodying the genuine heiress within a tale of deceit and favoritism. Upon the true heiress's return, the false heiress, intent on securing her position, feigns fragility in public while orchestrating vile schemes behind closed doors, repeatedly, ensnaring the genuine heiress and driving a wedge between her and her family. The CEO elder brother, the medical second brother, the popular third brother, the scholarly fourth brother, and the school bully fiancé all interrogate the true heiress, questioning her motives for returning and disrupting their previously blissful existence. Even her own parents harbor disdain towards her. Just as I prepared to confront the false heiress's machinations, I overheard her innermost thoughts. Sister, I am truly sorry. It is all my fault for usurping your rightful place. What a wretch. Why have you returned to seize what is mine? Sister, I am relieved you have come back. Otherwise, I would not know how to face our parents. How infuriating. How could they let her remain when they vowed to ensure she would never appear before me? The others. The plot has transformed from a scheme to an advantage? It seems victory is mine for the taking. One. Dear sister, I apologize. It is entirely my fault for encroaching upon your rightful position. I shall take my leave. As I stepped through the threshold, guided by the butler, the false heiress, Su Baozhu, rushed towards me, intending to kneel before me. What an insufferable creature! Why return to take what is rightfully mine? Before I could discern the source of this voice, a casually dressed young man intervened, swiftly lifting Su Baozhu from her intended kneel, vehemently proclaiming that it was not her fault and that no one could expel her. Fortunately, she was caught. This wretch is not worthy of my reverence. Once again, that voice echoed. It resembled Su Baozhu's, yet it bore an unusual resonance. Observing the casually attired young man, who stood frozen in confusion, glancing towards Su Baozhu, I realized he too had heard it. Baozhu, what are you? Fourth brother, Su Baozhu raised her tear-filled eyes to the young man before her. What is wrong? I have said nothing. But just now, as he contemplated this, he turned to me. Is this your doing? How cruel you are. Baozhu has done nothing wrong. Why can you not tolerate her? Engaging in such underhanded tactics, you return only to attempt to oust her. I assure you, my sister shall always be Baozhu. Had I not only just arrived? I had uttered not a single word. Was I being immediately challenged upon my entrance? Recalling the original character's timid nature, I lowered my gaze, feigning tears, and lamented. Too did not mean to. Raising my hand to cover my mouth, I began to sob. I am sorry, I should not have intruded upon your lives. Then I crouched down, cradling my head. Please do not harm me. Too was wrong to come here. Finally, as if overwhelmed, I fainted, and I truly did faint. This body is exceedingly frail. The original character had been deliberately swapped at birth by the parents of Su Baozhu, who were then employed by the Su family, replacing her with their own biological daughter, to ensure a life of affluence. Meanwhile, the original character was cast back to her rural hometown, raised amidst abuse and neglect. Beatings and scoldings were commonplace, as she bore the weight of household responsibilities from a tender age. Lacking adequate sustenance and rest, she now appeared malnourished, resembling someone on the brink of death. Su Baozhu, the casually dressed young man, others rushing in upon hearing the commotion. This unforeseen scenario left the Su family in utter disarray. Mr. and Mrs. Su hastily summoned the family doctor while urging their sons to carry the unconscious girl to the sofa. In that moment, no one paid heed to Su Baozhu. 2. Oh, my dear daughter, you have suffered so much. Little grass. Sister, I weep. I am truly sorry. It is all my fault. In my dazed state, I heard a chorus of sorrowful wails, akin to a lamentation. Could it be that I have crossed over again? As I opened my eyes, I discerned a throng of familiar faces, particularly the grim countenance of Su Baozhu, standing behind Mother Su. It is indeed that troublesome crowd. Little grass, you are awake? Do you feel any discomfort? I am fine, just a bit dizzy, I replied. It's nothing, Andy. I've experienced dizziness before. My grandmother used to say that my mother was a worthless life, and thus I too am a worthless life, deserving of any misfortune. Upon hearing this, Mother Su became even more agitated. Nonsense. She is the worthless one, and so are the children she bore. Seemingly struck by a sudden thought, Mother Su fell silent. Yet, Su Baozhu lowered her head awkwardly, covering her face with her hand, quietly sobbing. Su Jiwen, unable to bear it, stepped forward to comfort her. Zhu, do not dwell on it too much. Mother is not referring to you. You will always be our little princess. Indeed, Zhu. Second brother will always stand by your side. Mother's words were said in haste. Do not be sorrowful. You are the treasured jewel of the Su family. If you continue to cry like this, your heart will surely shatter. In an instant, the Su family members gathered around Su Baoju, whispering soothing words to her. I lay on the sofa, observing the scene before me, finding it utterly laughable. They abandoned their frail, unconscious biological daughter to console the false daughter, who merely felt aggrieved by her identity's exposure while being the very cause of my own daughter's suffering. You see, Su Xiaochao, I am the true daughter of this family. It would be wise for you to leave and not force my hand. Hearing this voice, I turned sharply towards the center of the crowd, where Su Baoju stood, a smirk on her lips, gazing directly at me. Based on my extensive experience with online literature, I surmised that this was indeed Su Baoju's inner voice. How thrilling! The fiancé was suddenly lifted. I scanned the faces of the Su family, noting their bewilderment as they looked around, seemingly in search of the voice's origin. Clearly, they too could hear those inner thoughts. Are you up to your tricks again? Su Jiwen's anger flared as he approached me. Why can't you just be quiet? Do you wish to bring turmoil to our family? You are nothing but a disruptor. Fourth brother. Elder brother Su Ziming intervened, halting his next words. Though he regarded me with suspicion, I fearfully shook my head, my hands trembling, my voice quivering. It wasn't me. I have no idea what is happening. Su Baosu, perplexed by the sudden blame directed at me, nonetheless gestured to the others. Father, mother, elder brother, second brother, fourth brother, I am fine. Sister may just need some time to adjust after returning. Please do not blame her. You may consider others, but you must also gauge their gratitude. Do you not realize she? Su Jiwen initially intended to speak of the inner thoughts but suddenly fell silent, as if struck mute, unable to articulate his remaining thoughts. Enough. Little Grass has just returned. What is all this chattering? Father Su's authoritative tone silenced the room, and all fell quiet. Indeed, Little Grass is your sister. You should cherish her as dearly as you do Baoju. Mother Su, seated beside the sofa, grasped my hand and introduced the members of the Su family. In summary, there is Father Su, semi-retired and at home. Elder brother Su Ziming, the president of the family company. Second brother Su Jia, a doctor. Third brother Su Jilin, a top celebrity. And the still studying fourth brother Su Jiwen. And I am your mother, Mother Su said kindly, looking at her frail, sallow daughter, not just some aunt. I gazed at Mother Su. In the original narrative, she had shown a modicum of care upon the true daughter as return, but ultimately succumbed to Su Baoju's ceaseless provocation. And mother. I shyly raised my head and, under her expectant gaze, barely managed to utter the term of endearment. Ah, she said, her hand tenderly caressing my head. And this is your sister, Baoju. She too was a victim of the mix-up when you were switched at birth. We cannot blame her. You are aware of that family's nature. We could not trust her to return there. Since our family can afford it, she will remain here. From now on, you sisters will have each other for companionship. Upon hearing this, I feigned compliance, yet internally I was rife with scorn. The original owner had finally discovered she was not of their flesh and blood, and had the opportunity to escape this suffocating home, only to return to her biological parents and find no place for herself. Her true parents spoke not of the hardships she endured, continuing to dote upon the daughter of her adversary, allowing her to partake in the luxuries that were never meant for her. Moreover, she was expected to treat this rival's daughter as a beloved sister. The daughter of her enemy shone like a precious gem in her own home, while she remained a neglected, suffering little grass. I observed Su Baoju's face, which bore a striking resemblance to that of the original owner's adoptive mother, suppressing the urge to lash out. Sister. Su Baoju timidly stepped forward. I am so glad you have returned. Otherwise, I would not know how to face father and mother. How infuriating. How could they have allowed her to appear before me again? The inner voice thundered like a bolt of lightning, reverberating in each heart. In an instant, everyone turned to her in shock. What is it? Why is everyone looking at me like that? Su Baoju's eyes reddened, her tear-streaked face trembling with a pitiful expression, as though she had suffered a great injustice. Yet her inner voice echoed in the air, starkly contrasting with her delicate exterior. Eliminated the true daughter? Could it be that unsightly bowl of nutrient soup? The original owner had toiled from dawn till dusk in that household, having raised everyone else to a state of pampered ineptitude, let alone cooking. That bowl of soup was nauseating, both in appearance and taste, and the original owner would never have touched it. Offering unsolicited kindness is rarely a good sign. Su Baozhu sensed that something was amiss with everyone but could not pinpoint the source of her discomfort. She turned to seek solace in second brother Su Jie's embrace. As he instinctively wrapped his arms around her, she lamented, "Second brother, perhaps I should not have stayed here? Seeing sister endure so much suffering makes my heart ache."
Pa.
"I do not feel sorrow. That old hag has extorted so much from me. Her punishment was far too light."
Oh.
I did not expect second brother to have such a fine physique. It feels delightful to be held. Perhaps a nap wouldn't be so bad. Su Jie's hand froze in place, unsure of how to respond, as his face turned crimson at her later remarks. "I wonder if second brother is a novice. How is his stamina? Will he last through the night?" "Baozhu," the others exclaimed in unison, trying to halt her train of thought. It dawned on them that this might be Su Baozhu's inner voice. Yet, they were momentarily unable to accept this reality. The obedient daughter they had cherished for 18 years might possess two faces. "Little grass, you have just returned. You should go upstairs and rest. Your mother has already prepared your room," Father Su declared decisively. "Baozhu, take little grass back to her room." The notion of hearing others' inner thoughts was utterly bewildering to him, and he still had matters to discuss with others. Little Grass's situation would need thorough investigation. Su Baozhu had initially wished to linger and hear their conversation, but she dared not oppose Father Su's command and reluctantly acquiesced, leading me upstairs. 3. Mingyu. If you have any questions at school, seek out your fourth brother. As for Baozhu. Mother Su glanced at the obediently seated Su Baozhu. "Never mind. You should go to school for now." "All right, mother," I replied sweetly. Upon my return, Father and Mother Su renamed me Su Mingyu. During this time, I adeptly played the role of the pitiful child, and my relationship with the Su family members grew increasingly harmonious. This smooth progress was largely thanks to Su Baozhu. Due to the revelations of her inner thoughts, all the traps she set backfired upon her, including but not limited to the moment when, in a fit of rage, I intentionally shattered Su Fu's cherished antique vase, only for my true feelings to betray me the very next second, revealing that I had previously broken it myself and had merely glued it back together with great difficulty. Or when, to curry favor with me, I prepared breakfast, only for my inner voice to expose that it contained peanuts, to which I am allergic, and I had even spat into it, adding various unappetizing ingredients. Or indeed when, in a calculated move, I deliberately found the perfect angle to tumble down the stairs while proclaiming that I had not meant to push my sister. Yet my thoughts betrayed me again, confessing that it was a self-inflicted fall, desperately wishing to drive me away. At that moment, Su Jie's hand, which had been outstretched in haste, froze midair, and Su Jiwen's reprimanding lips halted, caught in an open expression, while the accusing gazes of the other members of the Su family, still in the process of forming, became momentarily fixed, twitching with discomfort. Previously, the Su family had believed that Su Baozhu's sudden revelation of not being their biological child had driven her to act out in some extreme ways, considering it merely childish antics. However, they could never have anticipated that Su Baozhu could stoop to such depths. Initially, I was angered by her reckless disregard for her own well-being and had no desire to involve myself. Yet ultimately, she was injured, and I found myself taking her to the hospital. After 2 days of pampering her with delicious food and comfort, she returned home to recuperate. "Sister, it's all my fault. If it weren't for my foot being injured, I could have gone to school with you and fourth brother." Despite this fall not yielding the expected outcome of getting rid of Su Mingyu, at least it spared me from school and the annoyance of those pesky sycophants. "Fourth brother, you must take good care of sister just as you do of me. Preferably, drop her halfway, haha. Su Jiwen, let us go." With that, Su Jiwen stepped out of the house first. Upon arriving at school, after Su Jiwen had taken care of all arrangements for me, he looked at me with an expression resembling constipation. "If you need anything, come find me in class 1. With that, he fled, seemingly unable to face me, his sister. However, I had no time to dwell on his retreat. Standing before the door of class 6, my gaze fell upon the partially opened entrance. Perched atop, it was a green water basin. Undoubtedly, it was filled to the brim, just waiting for some unfortunate soul to push the door open and be drenched to the bone. Of course, that unfortunate soul would not be me.
Huh?
The door is closed. Did I take a wrong turn? Just as I contemplated leaving, a girl called out to me from behind. "New student, right? You haven't gone astray. This is indeed class 6. "Oh, I'm relieved to hear that." I smiled at her, then pointed at the water basin on the door. "But why is there a water basin up there? Is it for a cleanup?" The girl chuckled awkwardly. Yes, it's for a cleanup. Just as the classmates, realizing they couldn't prank me, were about to remove the water basin, I stealthily flicked a small stone hidden in my pocket, causing the basin to tilt and spill water all over the unfortunate person standing below. In the original story, the protagonist was bullied on her first day of school under the pretense of Su Baoju's anger, leaving her with significant trauma. Now, armed with the knowledge of the plot, how could I not be on guard? The person stood there, dumbfounded, seemingly unable to comprehend how the water had ended up on them. Zhongli, what are you doing? You've splashed water all over my book. A girl seated in the front row exclaimed angrily. I didn't do it on purpose. Didn't you see that my clothes got wet too? Zhongli, the boy in question, protested, also feeling like a victim. All right, no need to argue. I say we have a jinx here. If some people had just come in quietly, none of this would have happened. A girl in a dark blue top shot me a fierce glare. Exactly, echoed others nearby. Her parents kindly brought her from that stinky place in the countryside, and now she repays their kindness with malice, trying to drive away someone else's biological daughter. What a greedy fool. You are Su Mingyu? A girl in a yellow top scrutinized me. Not impressive at all. You even had the audacity to push Zhu down the stairs, causing her to miss school today. Are you talking about me? I didn't do it. I hurriedly denied. Sister just lost her balance by accident. Just lost her balance? Zhu herself said you pushed her. I really don't understand why the Su family would bring you here. As she spoke, she moved closer, reaching out to push me. I quickly sidestepped, muttering under my breath, but ensuring my voice was audible to them. How is that possible? Why would my sister say such a thing? I refused to believe it. Then, I took out my phone and dialed the newly saved number for Su Baoju. Thankfully, this prestigious school allowed phones. After 2 rings, it connected. Sister, what's wrong? Are you getting along well with your classmates? Su Baoju's voice sounded cheerful, accompanied by the laughter from a variety show playing on the television. Sister, they all claim that I pushed you down the stairs, which is why you can't come to school. I put the call on speaker. Sister, please tell them that I didn't push you. Su Baoju. And no, it's not my sister's fault. Don't blame her. I could hear faint sobs on the other end. I was standing at the top of the stairs, feeling something behind me, and then I accidentally sister. You're speaking too slowly. I quickly interrupted, unwilling to listen to her misleading words any longer. Forget it, sister. Since your foot is injured, focus on resting. I'll talk to mom and dad. Everyone says you said I pushed you, but I didn't. Wah. Sister, I'm so scared. I'm calling mom and dad. I'm sorry, but I don't consider involving parents to be shameful. As long as the issue can be resolved, that's what matters. I must shake the necessary trees. Recalling the events of the past few days, Su Baoju understood my temperament and feared that I might actually call Su Fu and Su Mu, which would change the nature of the matter entirely. Without further ado, Su Baoju hurriedly shouted. I really fell by myself. I wasn't paying attention while walking. Everyone, please don't say anything wrong. My sister was so worried that she cried and even rushed to take me to the hospital and made me soup. I'm really grateful to her. But Zhu, didn't you say? The girl in yellow approached, puzzled. I didn't say anything. Su Baoju interjected quickly, fearing further elaboration. Sister, I just cleared things up. And everyone heard, right? This little matter doesn't need to involve mom and dad. They're busy. All right, we want to involve mom and dad. Thank you, sister. With that, I hung up the call. Others still seemed skeptical, but with the party involved saying so, they had no choice but to let it go. I warn you, don't think that just because Zhu is kind-hearted, you can bully her. Besides, she has us friends to stand up for her. Brother Fu won't let you off either. I glanced at the boy sitting in the corner, his features strikingly handsome, his gaze contemptuous as he regarded me. This must be the brother Fu they spoke of, the original protagonist as fiancé, Fu Yuchen. In the original story, Fu Yuchen, due to Su Baoju's words, mistakenly believed the protagonist harbored feelings for him, even going so far as to attempt suicide to win his affection, thus harboring a deep disdain for her. When the protagonist inadvertently learned that Fu Yuchen had saved her from some thugs, she had saved up to buy him a gift as thanks, but was humiliated instead, longing for someone she shouldn't have while coveting her sister's fiancé. I scanned the classroom, unable to find any available seats, and thought to inquire with a classmate. But everyone avoided me like the plague. It was clear that Su Baoju had been speaking ill of me behind my back. The teachers were also in a morning meeting and had yet to arrive. With no other options, I had no choice but to seek out someone. After some searching, I found my way to class 1, and asked someone to call Su Jiwon out. Fourth brother, I lowered my head, tugging at my clothing with a pitiful demeanor. Do you know where I can get a desk? I don't have one.
What?
How is that possible? Dad arranged it yesterday. Su Jiwon exclaimed in shock. They're all saying I bullied my sister and want to give me a desk, and they even want to splash water on me.
What?
They're bullying you like this? Go back first. I'll find you a desk and chair. With that, Su Jiwon stormed off, looking furious. Are you Su Mingyu? I gazed at the boy standing before me, his tousled golden hair and ill-fitting school uniform giving him an air of casual indifference.
Ah.
This must be another suitor of Su Baozhu, Lin Kongning. In the original narrative, he frequently bullied the protagonist at Su Baozhu's behest, instilling a growing dread within her towards attending school. I had merely intended to use the restroom before returning to class, only to encounter a group blocking my path, leading me here.
Who are you?
I feigned fear, taking a step back. So you're the one who bullies Baozhu? Lin Kongning advanced menacingly. I didn't. Don't slander me and ruin my relationship with my sister, I retorted hastily, keeping a wary eye on my surroundings. Lin Kongning noticed my furtive glances and scoffed. Waiting for someone to rescue you? Don't bother. This is a blind spot for surveillance and no one comes here. His lackey chimed in. We brought you here to teach you a lesson for bullying our Lin Ji's cherished goddess. But I grasped the crux of the matter. Was it truly unseen by others? Lin Kongning, intrigued by my inquiry, shrugged it off.
Yes.
You'd best behave. I have no qualms about striking a woman. As he saw me cease my retreat and press forward, a peculiar smile crept across his face, leaving him momentarily speechless. Are you so stunned by fear? I whispered, lifting a finger to my lips. Hey, what are you doing? Hurry, before the words could escape the lips of the individuals behind Lin Kongning. I deftly flicked a pebble at one of their knees, causing him to instinctively clutch at the injury and stagger back. Luckily, I had scooped a handful of pebbles from the garden, ensuring a plentiful supply for my purposes. Su Mingyu, what have you done? Lin Kongning exclaimed as his companions cried out in pain. Patience, your turn will come shortly. A pebble struck Lin Kongning's knee, eliciting a pained bend at his waist. His face contorted in agony. Seizing the moment, I closed the distance and delivered a powerful punch to his face. The others quickly regained their senses, rushing towards me in an attempt to seize me. Though my fists were busy with Lin Kongning, I remained vigilant of the approaching threats, deftly evading their advances. The self-defense techniques I had learned prior to entering this narrative served me well. Although this body had been nourished and strengthened lately, it still bore a frail frame. To ensure a swift resolution, I targeted their vulnerabilities with precision. In just a few minutes, the group lay scattered on the ground. Glancing at my wristwatch, I noted that class would soon resume. Before departing, I decided to capture a photo of the scene for posterity. How splendid! I wish to share this with everyone. I mused as I admired the images on my phone. You dare? I warn you. You better delete those or... Lin Kongning, weakly sprawled on the ground, interrupted. Or I shall show them to your beloved goddess, Su Baozhu. The mere thought of it nearly made Lin Kongning choke with fury. What would become of his reputation if discovered? Fear not. This incident of being bested by a girl shall remain our little secret, shall it not? After all, here in this blind spot, no one will come to bear witness, right? I crouched down, locking eyes with Lin Kongning, articulating each word with deliberate clarity. Upon returning to the classroom, I found Su Jiwon had arranged the desks and books meticulously. A kind classmate discreetly informed me that Su Jiwon had issued warnings to the others. He even spoke with Brother Fu, asking him to watch over me, fearing I might be bullied. Thank you, I replied with a gentle smile. Brother Fu's attentiveness could only be a boon. The morning passed uneventfully. Aside from the occasional provocateur, at lunchtime, I casually recounted the morning's encounter with Lin Kongning to Su Jiwon, blending truth and embellishment. I was not one to conceal my experiences. Fourth brother, who is he? He threatened me, claiming he would resort to violence if I continued. I feigned tears, my eyes reddening as I looked at Su Jiwon. The sight pained him deeply, guilt washing over him. He suspected that Su Baozhu was once again stirring discord. Despite her outwardly gentle and demure demeanor, she was not above manipulating others to secure her position, potentially using half-truths to undermine her fragile sister. He himself had been guilty of similar behavior when Su Baozhu's careless words had led him to target his own sister. Had it not been for those strange inner voices, he might have become a weapon wielded against Su Mingyu. Do not worry, fourth brother is here. Focus on your studies, and I will protect you. As for those others, our elder brother and father will handle them. All right. It feels wonderful to be back home, fourth brother, I replied, my gratitude evident in my gaze. Su father and brother Su acted swiftly, issuing warnings to those involved. The Su family wielded considerable influence locally, and none dared to cross them lightly. In the afternoon, an unexpected visitor graced our classroom. Bao Zhu, what brings you to class? Is your foot feeling better? Shang Lingling inquired with genuine concern, casting a sidelong glance at me. I'm fine. I missed you all too much and was worried about my sister, so I came. Su Baozhu replied with a smile. You're too kind, Baozhu. You have no idea. Ah, what is happening? I was perfectly content at home, and yet father and brother insisted I come to school. It's utterly vexing. Who wants to face this crowd? The penetrating complaint echoed throughout the classroom, drawing the attention of all present. Those passing outside glanced in, wondering if a film was secretly being screened within. Baozhu, what are you saying? A girl clad in navy blue hesitantly asked. Hui, what's the matter? Su Baozhu replied, puzzled by the odd behavior of her peers, yet unable to discern the reason. I'm simply saying I missed you all and was concerned about my sister. Thus I came to school. Although the doctor advised a month of rest. I feel it's not a big deal. You all are far more important. Under normal circumstances, Ning Xinhui and Shang Lingling would have been deeply touched by these words. But the subsequent thoughts chilled their hearts. How dense are these two to ask such questions? I've made my sentiments clear. They should be confronting Su Mingyu and giving her a taste of her own medicine. If these two weren't so easily manipulated, I would have discarded them long ago. Can they not be of any use? What a waste of my breath. I wonder how Lin Kongning is faring. He better have captured some embarrassing photos of Su Mingyu to leverage against her later. As Lin Kongning rushed in upon hearing that Su Baozhu was present, he faced the complex and somewhat disdainful gazes of his peers, struggling to approach her. Zhu, are you well? He asked, concern etched on his face. I'm fine. Su Baozhu replied, astonished as she noticed the bruises decorating his countenance. What happened to your face? Lin Kongning turned his head away. It's nothing. I just had a little fall. Be careful next time. Have you applied any ointment? How clumsy can one be, unable to walk properly? Apparently, no lesson was learned from Su Mingyu. What a waste. Ah, why is nothing going right lately? I can't afford to lose sight of this dog. Perhaps I could offer him a favor in exchange for a little hand-holding. How revolting. His last attempt at holding hands nearly left me with chafed skin. And he dares to try for more. Upon hearing this, I noticed the pallor on both Fu Yuchen and Lin Kongning's faces, while others merely observed the unfolding drama. Some even whispering amongst themselves. Now they have come to understand that those peculiar sounds likely originate from Su Baozhu's innermost thoughts. The collective gaze of the crowd left Lin Kongning drenched in perspiration, particularly the frigid stare emanating from the corner, which compelled him to shudder involuntarily. Fearing further confrontation, Lin Kongning hastily excused himself under the pretense of attending class. The formidable family influence behind Fu Yuchen was beyond his capacity to contend with. Although he harbored affections for Su Baozhu, he could only dare to approach her under the guise of friendship, occasionally seizing small advantages in the shadows. After all, it was a mutual arrangement, a symbiotic exploitation. Who could cast judgment upon such matters? Fu Yuchen yearned to converse with Su Baozhu. Yet the ringing of the class bell demanded his attention, leaving him no choice but to focus on the lesson. However, the return of Su Baozhu rendered concentration impossible. How dreadfully tedious. What is even being discussed? I can scarcely comprehend. I wonder if that bald-headed fellow is still donning red underwear? The teacher at the podium tightened his grip in discomfort. That bespectacled chap last time didn't he sneak a glance at the class monitor's skirt, did he? I must find a way to coerce him into assisting me. The boy in the upper right corner of the classroom, wearing glasses, appeared stricken with fear, hastily shaking his head, terrified that any delay might implicate him. The male model from Nightshade was rather appealing. Shall we go again this week? Alas, had I known. I wouldn't have stumbled myself, but rather pushed that wretched Su Mingyu. You are indeed ruthless. Why does Fu Yuchen keep staring at me? Ah. I knew my allure was undeniable. Who would fancy Su Mingyu? So gaunt and unattractive. Even if she is the biological daughter of the Su family, she will merely serve as my stepping stone. As long as I shed a few tears, everyone flocked to my side. The crowd cast sympathetic glances in my direction. Ha ha, these fools. I told them Su Mingyu is merely a distant cousin from the countryside, treated like a daughter by my benevolent family, and they believed it. Ning Xinhui, Shuang Lingling. Speaking of which, Fu Yuchen is rather handsome. Though he possesses no real power, That role belongs solely to his elder brother, Fu Yuhan. Sigh. Why isn't he the one I'm marrying? Never mind. I shall see if I can entice Fu Yuhan. With my charm, all men should ultimately bow before me. The initially curious boys who had been covertly observing Su Baozhu swiftly redirected their attention to the front of the classroom. The two brothers may bleed for my affection, but what can I do? I am but a delicate flower, capable only of persuading them to share my time. 1 night each. 2 at once is not out of the question, haha. The crowd narrowed their eyes at Fu Yuchen, as if a green light had seared their vision. Fu Yuchen's complexion deepened in pallor. Minyu, this is your third brother, Jilin. He has been preoccupied with work and has not found the time to visit. Mother informed him of your homecoming banquet. He rushed back from afar after finishing a program last night. Su mother regarded her long-absent son with a look of deep satisfaction. Third brother, how do you do? Minyu, this is a gift for you, welcome home. I apologize for not being able to return sooner. Upon receiving the gift, I discovered it to be a custom-made necklace, priceless and rare. Third brother, why such favoritism?
Subaot supported in discontent.
Only my sister receives such gifts. Do I not deserve one? Am I no longer your favorite sister? Recently, Su Baozhu felt an unsettling anxiety, sensing that events were spiraling beyond her control. The Su family had grown distant towards her, classmates were indifferent, and even her sycophants were less available. Even Lin Kongning, her devoted admirer, was becoming increasingly demanding. Most unsettling of all was her utter ignorance of the unfolding events, unable to glean any information. She was terrified, fearful of reverting to the life once led by Su Mingyu. Why does Su Mingyu enjoy such fortune? From a powerless peasant girl to a wealthy member of the Su family. How unfair. Why does fate show such bias? I cast a glance at Su Jilin, noting his unchanging demeanor, still gentle and polite. It was evident he might have already been aware of the hard-ass whispers. Of course, he was prepared. After speaking, Su Jilin produced an even smaller gift box from his inner pocket and handed it to Su Baozhu. Impatiently, she tore it open to reveal a pair of rather commonplace designer earrings. In stark contrast to my gift, her expression soured immediately. Baozhu, do you not like them?
Su Jilin inquired softly.
Oh, I do like them very much. Thank you, third brother, Su Baozhu replied, her lips twitching. That is good to hear. After presenting the gifts, Su Jilin proceeded to attend to other guests, leaving Su Baozhu and me alone in the space. Su Mingyu, do not revel in your triumph. Regardless of the means you employed to have them treat me this way, I have claimed 18 years of your life, and I shall continue to do so. You will remain my vanquished foe. With no one around, Su Baozhu felt no need to maintain her facade. I scrutinized her closely. Whatever you do is futile. That which is not yours will ultimately remain beyond your grasp. I stepped closer and patted her cheek. Do not harbor hopes, understand? Just as she appeared on the verge of erupting, I casually glanced behind her. Your friend has arrived. Upon hearing this, Su Baozhu swiftly reined in her emotions and turned to smile, only to hear Shuang Lingling call my name, causing her half-formed smile to freeze in place. Lingling, are you here to see your sister? Shuang Lingling regarded Su Baozhu with a complex expression, ever since she had learned to hear her thoughts. She realized the true nature of the person she had befriended. No, she had regarded her as a friend while Su Baozhu had considered her merely a minion.
Oh.
I was looking for Mingyu to hang out. Mingyu, let us go. Hui Hui and the others are waiting for us. She then disregarded Su Baozhu entirely, grabbing my arm and leading me away, continuing, now that you're back, I'll introduce you to some people. If anyone bullies you, you must tell me. I will avenge you. Sai, you are just too kind. Su Baozhu. Are these people mad? No. It is Su Baozhu who is on the verge of madness. I employed some of the tactics she once used to manipulate those around her, and I must admit, they were indeed effective. I watched as Su Baozhu approached Fu Yuchen. Yet he seemed thoroughly repulsed by her, leaving for his friends without uttering a word of farewell. I observed as Su Baozhu attempted to use Fu Yuchen as an excuse to approach Fu Yuhan. However, before she could even draw near, Fu Yuhan's assistant kindly ushered her away. I further watched as she sought out the Su family, but they were all preoccupied with entertaining guests, leaving her unnoticed. After a series of setbacks, Su Baozhu's expression twisted in frustration. Finally, she made a decision. Brother, what troubles you? I steadied Su Jiming, whose body swayed unsteadily. I'm fine, just feeling a bit dizzy, he replied, shaking his head, attempting to dispel the sensation of lightheadedness, his fingers unconsciously loosening the knot of his tie. How could this be? Hearing of Su Jiming's discomfort, concern etched across my face, my voice laced with urgency. Brother, let me help you upstairs to rest. I will inform our parents and then fetch the family doctor. When I returned with our parents and the family doctor, I predictably heard Su Baoju's voice from within the room. Brother, you're unwell. I'm here to take care of you. Just because I am not your biological sister. Do I not have the right to care for you? Damn it, how can he still be conscious? I must have administered too little of the drug.
Get out.
Su Jiming's voice was weak and strained, clearly nearing his breaking point. Brother, the truth is, I have feelings for you. When I discovered I was not your sister, you cannot fathom the joy I felt. I could finally love you. Yet, I fear that without the guise of sisterhood, I have no reason to approach you. What a tedious affair. Just comply and let me take charge. Then we can consummate this, and I will become the matriarch of the Su family. What is Su Mingyu in comparison? I shall arrange a marriage for her with an old man, allowing her to fulfill her role as a daughter of the Su family. Brother, I am ready, come now. Do not pity me. Hearing this, Su father and Su mother grew increasingly alarmed, commanding the bodyguards behind them to forcefully break down the door, fearing for their son's virtue. As the door was forcefully pushed open, Su Jiming stood by the window, holding a vase, while Su Baoju, with arms outstretched, recklessly moved forward. Mom and Dad, what brings you here?
Su Baosu, feeling guilty,
dared not meet the eyes of her parents, but suddenly, she threw herself into her mother's embrace, sobbing, "Whoa, Mom. My brother just tried to scheme against me. I almost. Whoa, thankfully you arrived." I thought to myself, who is more formidable, Su Baoju or Su Jiming? Su father and Su mother exchanged glances. The family doctor and bodyguards remarked, "The young master nearly jumped from the building, and you claim he intended to harm you?" Su Baoju was cast out from her home. The matter of Su Jiming being drugged had been thoroughly investigated, revealing that it was orchestrated by Su Baoju herself. In her pursuit of a life imbued with power and privilege, she contemplated that rather than marry the ineffectual and pampered youngest son, Fu Yuchen, it would be far more advantageous to wed Su Jiming, who was gradually usurping control of the family's affairs. Not only would her status elevate, but she could also exert influence over me as a sister-in-law. While she harbored intentions of seducing Fu Yuran, she found herself thwarted. The assistant surrounding Fu Yuran was astutely vigilant, preventing anyone from approaching him. After the drugging incident was exposed, the Su family, recalling their past affections, merely relocated Su Baoju to an apartment near her school, providing her with a monthly allowance and hiring a caretaker for her daily needs, which they deemed a generous act. Yet, Su Baoju was far from satisfied. Before her departure, she plotted to sell her mother's jewelry and her fourth brother's limited edition figurines for money, steal confidential company documents from her father's study to hand over to a rival, format her eldest brother's work computer and erase all backups, and finally drug her second brother into a deep slumber, ensuring he would miss a critical surgery the next day, all while capturing compromising photographs of her third brother to sell to the tabloids. However, as she mentally rehearsed her revenge, none of her malicious schemes came to fruition. The Su family, after much deliberation, chose not to ensnare Su Baoju in a trap, instead opting to expose her treachery, sever all ties, and expel her without any assistance, leaving her to fend for herself. As for Su Baoju's biological family, the Su family had previously refrained from taking action against them out of concern for Su Baoju's feelings. But circumstances had changed. The time had come to hold them accountable for past transgressions, and a long period of imprisonment awaited them, complete with unexpected surprises. Yet before that, I had a small gift for that family, which should now be ready for collection. At this moment, Su Baoju's family, deeply in debt and cornered by their creditors, pleaded, "Brother Long, we swear we'll repay. Truly, no deception here. Next month we will settle it. My daughter is a daughter of the Su family. She has wealth from the prominent Su family of our locality. Surely you've heard of it." Su Baoju. I gazed at the woman before me, clad in a revealing crop top and an exceedingly short skirt.
Who are you?
Su Baoju leaned against the wall, her vision blurred by inebriation as she squinted at the woman blocking her path. The voice struck a chord of familiarity. As she focused, a surge of rage erupted.
Su Minju.
"You vile creature. It's all your fault. I am in this pitiful state because of you. Why have you returned? Why must you take what is mine?"
Why?
The Su family had been merciless, offering her no financial assistance and allowing her to leave only with the clothes she had worn, claiming it was for her dignity, a facade of hypocrisy. They knew well she was accustomed to a life of luxury, yet they cast her out penniless. How was she to survive? Selling those clothes barely allowed her a taste of freedom before the debt collectors came knocking, insisting that she pay for her father's debts. Despicable. I loathe you. Su Baozhu glared at me, her eyes filled with fury. I will drag you down with me. If I cannot thrive, neither shall you. With that, she lunged to grab my hair, but I raised my hand to block her and struck her across the face, sending her sprawling to the ground. How fortuitous. I would not let her off easily. After delivering a thorough beating to Su Baozhu, I temporarily relieved my pent-up frustration, deciding to save the remainder of my wrath for another occasion.
Come out.
I cast a glance toward the alleyway nearby. Hee, Sister Mingyu. If you're finished having your fun, I'll just take Su Baozhu with me, Lin Kongning said, his face plastered with a sycophantic grin. I remained silent, striding forward, causing Lin Kongning to instinctively retreat a few steps. He had learned to fear me. Ever since I first bested him in a fight, he had become my go-to outlet for frustration whenever I felt down. If you strike her, you can't strike me, he remarked. Su Mingyu, you stop right there, came Su Baozhu's feeble shout from behind.
Why?
Tell me why? You don't love the Su family either, do you? So, why can't you accept me? I did not turn around, my gaze fixed on the silent car at the end of the alley. Because what you desire, I desire too. And that was mine to begin with. Thus, we cannot coexist. The breath behind me caught, as if she had not anticipated my response. Mr. Fu? I tapped on the car window. What a coincidence, Miss Su. Out for a stroll? Fu Yuan lowered the window, looking at me. Indeed, are you also taking a walk? Yes. Get in. Miss Su, you are rather delicate, and it would be prudent to avoid the chill of the wind. I would rather not have a sickly fiancé. I wondered what Fu Yuan's father was thinking. Ever since the engagement between Fu Yuchen and Su Baozhu was nullified, he had negotiated with Su's father to extend the engagement to Fu Yuan and me. However, I found the arrangement agreeable. After all, Fu Yuan was wealthy, influential, handsome, and maintained a respectful distance from women, avoiding frivolity, though he did possess a somewhat aloof demeanor. We've arrived. You may alight, Fu Yuan said, sitting at a distance in the car. Thank you, Mr. Fu. As I stepped out and steadied myself, I was about to politely invite him in for a cup of tea when, before I could utter a word, the car had already sped away.
Ah.
Mingyu, you're back. Why didn't you bring more clothes? It's cold now. Take care of your health, Su mother said, draping a coat over my shoulders. Mom, I just went for a short walk. With exams approaching, I feel a bit anxious. I adjusted the collar of the coat, gazing at Su mother. Mom, I saw my sister earlier. She isn't doing well, and it saddens me.
Sigh.
Upon hearing of her once beloved daughter's misfortunes, Su mother felt a pang of compassion. Yet, recalling Su Baozhu's actions, she glanced at her biological daughter, who had finally regained some color, and suppressed her burgeoning sympathy. Mingyu, you are far too kind. From now on, do not mention her. Whether she thrives or languishes is no concern of ours. Indeed, sister. She has long known her origins and has been secretly instigating her family. You have endured so much suffering because of her. She does not deserve your concern, Su Jiqing said, affectionately tousling my hair. Now, Mingyu, come wash your hands and have dinner, Su father said, setting aside his newspaper to smile warmly at me. All right. Where are the brothers? Do not mind them. Who knows when they'll return home? Sister, we have prepared a surprise gift for your birthday this year. Would you like to guess what it is? You little rascal. I thought we agreed to keep it a secret. No worries. I will love whatever my brothers prepare. It's great to have a sister like you. The end of this tale. Thank you for listening. We shall meet again in the next story.